Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the English Learning Podcast. This is the space where we help you grow your confidence, improve your speaking skills, and enjoy learning English in a fun, relaxed way. I'm your host, and today I'm excited to guide you through a topic that's incredibly important: how to speak English with confidence no matter where you are. If you've ever felt nervous before speaking English, if you've ever held back because you feared making mistakes or being judged, you're not alone. Many English learners go through this, but the great news is those fears can be overcome, and in today's episode, we're going to show you how. We're going to explore why people often lack confidence when speaking English, how to shift your mindset, and which practical techniques will help you speak clearly and confidently, whether you're at work, out in public, or having a conversation with a friend. So grab a cup of tea, sit back, and let's dive in. Let's begin with a simple but powerful question. Why do so many learners feel unsure when they try to speak English? The answer usually comes down to a few common things: fear of making mistakes, fear of being judged, limited vocabulary, and feeling nervous in new situations. These are completely normal challenges, but they don't have to stop you. Let's talk about the fear of making mistakes first. This is one of the biggest reasons people hesitate to speak. They think they need to speak perfectly, and if they say something wrong, they'll be embarrassed. But here's the truth: making mistakes is how we grow. Even native English speakers make small mistakes all the time. That's how real communication works. Then there's the fear of being judged. You might wonder, what if people laugh at my English? Or what if they don't understand me? But in most cases, people actually admire your effort. They respect that you're learning their language, and they don't expect perfection. They just want to connect. Another reason for low confidence is vocabulary. You might feel stuck in a conversation if you don't know the right words. But you don't need to know big or complicated words to express yourself. Even with simple words and short sentences, you can communicate clearly and effectively. And of course, nervousness plays a role too, especially when you're in a new place or talking to someone for the first time. I remember someone who studied English for months but couldn't bring themselves to speak. So they started small, just a few minutes of speaking every day. Over time, their confidence grew. Practice makes all the difference. But here's where everything begins, in your mindset. If you truly want to speak English with confidence, you have to change how you think. Confidence isn't about being perfect, it's about believing in your ability to learn and improve. Many learners tell themselves, "I'm not good at English," or "I'll never be fluent." But what if you changed that thought to, "I'm learning every day," or "I can speak and improve"? That small shift in thinking creates a huge difference in how you feel and how you perform. Mistakes aren't failures, they're part of the process. Just like a child learning to speak, you have to allow yourself the space to grow. Children don't stop speaking just because they get a word wrong, and neither should you. Here's something simple you can do every morning. Stand in front of a mirror and say something positive about your English. "I'm becoming a better speaker. I'm improving every day." These small moments of self-belief help build real confidence. Also, don't compare yourself to other people. Your journey is your own. What matters most is that you're doing better than you were yesterday. Confidence is a journey, not a destination. Now, let's get into the most exciting part: practical tips you can start using today to speak confidently anywhere. First, speak English out loud every day, even if you're alone. Talk to yourself about what you're doing, describe your surroundings, or read a few sentences from a book or article. It doesn't matter what it is, just keep your mouth moving and your brain engaged. Second, keep your sentences simple. Many learners try to use long or complex grammar, and that can actually create more confusion. Instead, focus on clear, simple English. You don't need to impress anyone with fancy words. What matters is that your message is understood. Third, focus on fluency over grammar. Don't stop speaking every time you're unsure about a rule. Keep going. The goal of communication is not to be perfect, it's to connect. If people understand what you mean, you're doing great. Fourth, use your body language. Smile when you speak, use your hands naturally, and make eye contact when possible. These little gestures help your words feel more alive, and when you look confident on the outside, you start feeling confident on the inside. And fifth, slow down and breathe. When you're nervous, it's easy to rush through your words, but speaking slowly helps you think more clearly and helps others understand you better. Take a deep breath, pause when needed, and give yourself time to speak at your pace. So let's review quickly. Speak daily, even alone. Use simple and clear sentences. Focus more on fluency, not grammar rules. Use gestures and expressions while talking. Speak slowly and breathe naturally. Now, let's talk about how to keep that confidence alive in real-life situations, because we all know confidence feels different depending on where we are and who we're talking to. If you're speaking to strangers in public, like asking for help, ordering food, or buying something, keep it short and direct. Don't worry about sounding perfect. For example, instead of saying, "Could you kindly tell me where the bus stop is?" just say, "Where is the bus stop?" People will understand you, and they'll be happy to help. And if you didn't catch what someone said, don't panic. Simply say, "Can you please repeat that?" Or, "Could you speak more slowly?" Most people are kind and patient. They'll repeat it without any problem. In group conversations, confidence can feel tricky. You might feel nervous about jumping in. That's okay. Start with listening. When it's your turn to say something small, like, "That's interesting," or "I agree with that." You don't have to speak all the time. Just being part of the conversation helps you grow. Remember, confidence is not something you're born with. It's something you build. Every word you speak, every small effort you make, it all adds up. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment. You just need to start. So, wherever you are, in a classroom, at a cafe, on a video call, or just practicing at home, you have the power to speak confidently. Believe in your progress, practice every day, and speak from your heart. When you're in a group conversation and want to join in, you don't always need to speak a lot. Just being part of the discussion is already progress. Try saying something simple like, "That's interesting," or "I agree with that." These small phrases make you feel involved and give you a chance to speak without pressure. If you want to say more, a great way to sound natural is by repeating part of what someone else said before adding your own opinion. For example, you can say, "I agree with you. Learning English becomes easier when you practice daily." This not only makes your sentence stronger, but also helps the conversation flow more smoothly. Now let's talk about more formal situations, like job interviews or professional meetings. These can feel intimidating, but with a little preparation, you can speak with confidence. Before an interview, try practicing your answers to common questions in English. Write down your ideas and rehearse them out loud. This makes you feel more prepared and reduces nervousness. And remember, speak slowly and clearly. Many people rush their words when they're nervous, but slowing down actually makes you sound more confident. Along with your words, your body language matters too. Standing or sitting up straight, maintaining eye contact, and using open gestures make you appear more confident, even if you're nervous on the inside. So whether you're talking to strangers, joining a group chat, or speaking in a formal setting, these strategies really help. Just keep things simple, ask for repetition when needed, listen carefully before you respond, and always take your time to speak. And most importantly, trust yourself. You're learning, improving, and every small step counts. One more big challenge that many learners face is the fear of being judged. That fear can hold you back from even trying.
You might think, what if I make a mistake? Or what if people laugh at me? These thoughts are completely normal, but they often stop you from growing. The truth is, most people are not focused on your mistakes. They're focused on what you're trying to say. In fact, most people respect you for making the effort to speak in another language. Think about it. If someone speaks your native language with small mistakes, you still understand and appreciate their effort. It's exactly the same when you speak English. A great way to overcome this fear is to stop seeing mistakes as something bad. Every mistake you make is a step forward. It's not failure, it's learning. Mistakes are signs that you're trying, and trying is what leads to progress. Another important thing is to practice around positive and supportive people. Whether it's a friend, a tutor, or an online group, surrounding yourself with people who encourage you makes a big difference. You'll feel safer, more relaxed, and more willing to speak. And please remember, don't be too hard on yourself. Sometimes the biggest critic isn't someone else, it's you. Instead of thinking, I sound bad, try thinking, I'm getting better every time I speak. Confidence grows when you give yourself permission to improve, not when you demand perfection. Now let's focus on the small, daily habits that build real speaking confidence over time. Confidence isn't something you get in one day. It grows little by little with daily practice. And the good news is, you don't need to study for hours. Even 10 to 15 minutes a day is enough to see progress. One great habit is talking to yourself in English. You can do this in the morning or evening. Just describe what you're doing, how your day was, or what you plan to do next. Say things like, today I went to the market, or I'm feeling happy because I finished my work. This helps you think in English and form sentences naturally. Another useful habit is shadowing. This means listening to a native speaker and repeating what they say immediately after them. You can do this with YouTube videos, podcasts, or audiobooks. It's a great way to train your pronunciation and fluency. Don't worry if you can't follow every word, just try to copy the rhythm and tone. Reading out loud is another simple but powerful activity. Take anything in English, a short article, a social media post, even a paragraph from a book, and read it out loud. This helps your mouth get used to English sounds and builds muscle memory. And if you really want to track your progress, try recording yourself speaking. It might feel strange at first, but listening back helps you notice what you're doing well and what you can improve. These daily habits may feel small, but they make a big impact over time. You'll notice that you're not only speaking more clearly, you're also speaking with more confidence.